Hello and welcome to FusionQA, episode 1 of Testing with Water. In today's episode, we will talk about some of the basics of using water. We're going to talk about using water in IRB, which is an interactive Ruby shell. We're also going to talk about opening a browser and navigating within that browser and some other basic browser actions. And then we'll finish off with some basic page actions that water lets us use. Some of the prerequisites that we should have installed are Ruby and as well as having the water gem installed on our system. So let's go ahead and get started now. I have my terminal application already loaded up here. I'm on a Mac here, so you can just use a terminal application that comes built into it. Terminal command line, it's the same thing. So once I have my terminal application here loaded, the first thing I want to do is I want to type in IRB, okay? And now I'm basically in an IRB session. IRB stands for it's basically interactive Ruby shell, right? And it's an interactive computer programming environment. It allows us to execute Ruby programming commands with an immediate response, right? So this allows us to basically experiment with code in real time. The next thing that we're going to do here is to require the water gem or the water library. And what you want to do first is to say require water, just like that, require water. And that'll come back as true, or should come back as true. And what this basically does is it runs the contents of another library or file, right, when you say require. And in this case, it's basically requiring the water library for us, right, the water library for us. So now basically we can execute all the different water commands right here in this IRB, in this interactive Ruby session that we have. And this is really useful because when you want to learn, as we're learning right now, or you want to debug a test script, you don't want to have to run or load an entire test. So this makes it a lot easier to just quickly try out some things on the go or on the fly. So the next thing that we're going to do is now we're going to load a browser, right? It's going to be a Chrome browser by default, and it's going to load a water-based Chrome browser. And how we're going to do that is just like this. So what we did here was we said we stored it in a variable called browser, and then we said that's going to be equal to something called water::browser.new. So what this does is it basically creates for us a Chrome. By default, it'll use Chrome, but you can also use other browsers if you want. And it basically creates a Chrome browser for us, and it creates a water session within this Chrome browser. Okay, so now we can basically reference this browser variable with some water methods or water commands appended to it, and it'll execute those water methods or commands. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how can we, for example, navigate to a specific URL. Right, we want to go to a specific URL. How do we do that using water? What we'll do is we'll go ahead and do something like this. Okay, so what we did here was we said browser, right? The browser that it's referring to is the browser variable that we set there in the beginning. So that browser water variable. And then we said .goto, right? So the method here that we call it is goto, right? So we put a dot here and then goto. And that method basically says, okay, I want to go to whatever URL I'm going to specify within these quotes, right? And I basically specified this URL here, which is the internet.heroku app. That's basically, just a demo application site for testing. And as you noticed here, once we executed that command, the website was pulled up here in our browser. So the next thing that we're going to show here in this example is how do we retrieve the title of this page, right? And this page has a title, so I want to get that title of the page. So again, we're going to do, we'll do something like this. So basically what we did was, again, you're using that browser variable, and this time we appended to it the title method, .title, and we hit enter, we get, it says here, the internet in quotes, right? The internet. And that's what the, when you look over here, it says the internet right up top, the internet. So that's the title of this page, and that's what we got back returned, just like that, the internet. Now the next thing that we'll cover is, let's say we want our test, or we want the browser to refresh programmatically, right? When you refresh the page or the browser. So how you would do that is something like this. So we have here again, using browser, that variable that we set up, and then we do a dot refresh, simple, and then you hit enter, and notice this browser, it will do a refresh. See, it was very quick, but you gotta, we can do it again just to see. You can see the browser quickly just does a refresh, just like that. See, it just does a. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is go backwards in the page, in the browser, right? So let's say we want the test or the browser to go back one page, right? So we would do something like this for that. Browser, what we have here is browser.back, right? It's a simple method called back, and when you hit enter, notice this browser will go one page back. See, so we went back to the original page that we had loaded up and started initially when we began the demo. Now we'll show you how to do, going forward, right? So we want the page or the test to go forward. We want Watir to, have this browser move forward, and you would do something like this for that. Browser.forward, right? Again, so before it was back, and now for forward, it's going to be .forward. Hit enter. We go back, or we go forward. In this case, we go forward to the page that we were at before, in this case, at this internet demo site. So that'll take us forward. And then last but not least, in this demo, we will show you how to quit a browser session. Again, we're going to use our same browser variable, and then, again, it's a simple method there, .quit. What this will do is basically close the browser instance. There you have it. It closes the browser for us. That wraps up this episode. I hope it was of benefit. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below or email me at Farooq@FusionQA.net. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Connect with us on the social media. The show notes and other details are in the description. Thanks for watching.